What's up, everybody? It's Wandering Hippie, and welcome to the Hippie Circle. This video is going to be the first of many where I'm going to embark on trying to show you and explain to people who have never fished before. Like, there's people that's never fished that play this game. This video is for y'all. This series that I'm fixing to start is for y'all. And we're going to start by showing you how the map system works. Now, I have everything unlocked. Okay. I am going to go here to Lone Star Lake, the starting map, use starting equipment with the exception of my fish creel, and I'm going to show you how everything works. Now, I know there's a tutorial in game, but that doesn't really cover some of the finer points I want to make. So we're going to jump right in here and jump right in here, and we're going to start right here at Home Sweet Home in a private room. Now, when you get in, you're going to walk to the water here, and you're going to have your little telescopic rod like this. Now, hold on, wait a minute, wrong rod. This one right here. This is the rod you're going to have when you start. Alright, now before we make our first cast, we need to identify an area that might hold fish, like these weeds over here. Okay, so we walk over here to these weeds. Now, next we need to identify how far we want to cast. Now, when the rod is set in this position, it does what's called a flop cast or a flip cast, where it just plops it right out there. It's effective. It only goes about 30 feet. You know, I mean, and it can work. The only problem I've found is you can't reel it in any. But if you hit the F11 button, now you've got it down and you can cast with it like a regular cast. So you can throw it right at the end of them lily pads. So now we've got our float out there. Now we're going to wait. And see, we're getting a bite. Little nibble. Now this is just what the game drops you in with. It drops you in with a level 6 hook, bread, and what do you know? We call it bluegill. Now, you're going to want to keep this fish, so we keep it. Alright, now that we've got the basics of casting out of the way, we go into our inventory. Now we're going to cover the things that is really important. So you've got a rod, you've got a reel, and you've got line. Okay, this is going to be the same on all your rods and reels, obviously. But it's not going to be the same rod, it's not going to be the same reel, and it's not going to be the same line. Line's not multi-purpose. It's got a test value or a tensile strength. So you can see this rod here has got a 4-pound line weight on it, which means it can hold 4 pounds or 4 foot-pounds of pressure before it starts to deteriorate. Okay. Well, you've got this reel here that's got a maximum drag of 2.75 pounds, which means at full tension it only takes 2.75 pounds to pull line out. Alright? Okay. And the last here is the line, which is 2-pound test. 0.005 is 2-pound test, which means it's only going to take 2 foot-pounds of pressure to break the line. You want the line to be the weakest link, because that way you won't damage the rod or the reel. Alright. Next thing we're going to talk about here is terminal tackle, floats, hooks, that sort of thing. Now, for the most part, it's pretty self-explanatory. Each float has its own advantages and disadvantages. Like the sport bobber. The sport bobber casts really well but has an extra low float weight, so most baits sink it. Alright. The slim is got a low float weight but doesn't cast as far as the sport bobber. The oval's got a medium has got a medium low float weight, and so on and so on. The most versatile of all your floats in the currently in the game is the chubby bobber. It's got a medium heavy float rate, which means it'll float anything up to the heaviest baits, and it doesn't drift as fast as the oval or the slim. The lower the float weight, the faster something drifts. Okay. Hooks. There's different size hooks for different size fish. And hook weight works really funny. This little slash here is called an alt. So this would be a number 1, this would be a number 1 alt. A number 1 alt is bigger than a number 1. The bigger the number with an alt means the bigger the hook. But the bigger number without an alt means the hook is smaller. I'm going to say that again just so it gets understood. It'd be like a size 8 is smaller than a size 6, but a size 6 alt is smaller than a size 8 alt because of that little slash. That's all that little slash means. Now, universally on the first lake, you're going to want to use a 6. It'll catch most fish that are there. Excuse me. And it's pretty much a good universal fish for hook for panfish and stuff like that. Alright, the final ingredient is this thing right here. This right here is your leader length. Now your leader length is how far down your bait is from your float. So at this point right now, it's 30 inches down. So if I slide it up, it's now at 50 inches. And if I take it down, it's now at 18. So for panfish and the fish you're going to be catching when you first get into the game, you wanted it about 30. They're not much deeper than that. So now that we've got terminal tackle and equipment and casting out of the way, now it's time to fill our bucket. All you do, cast back out where you were at. I'm using the oval float right now, so that's the starter float. That's the float you start with. Now you're going to watch this right here, and when it shakes side to side, you're going to set the hook. Setting the hook is the biggest thing. Setting the hook is required for every single fish. There is no way to just reel it in. Matter of fact, I got a funny story I'll tell y'all later. Just like that, you set the hook. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, there's a catfish. Now that's a nice little fish right there. I was not expecting to catch one of them. Alright. Now over here you see I've got 3 meters. One's my reel, one's my rod, one's my line. Down here, this disc here represents my drag. You want to try to keep your drag set about halfway. About halfway is good for most fish. That way if you need to put a little bit more on there, you can, and not have to worry about breaking your line, especially if you used my formula for the fish, using a making sure that the line is the lowest So that seems to be everything I'm going to cover in this video. Please like and subscribe, and I will see y'all on the water.